If you want to live, Groo, drop your sword. Groo lives by his sword. Then but one response is possible. Konnichiwa minasan, this is Wakizashi coming to you from the tea house. Today I want to share my review of Groo vs Conan. Groo who? I hear you cry. Not Despicable Me's Groo, but the original Groo the Wanderer, created by the legend that is Sergio Aragones. This collected edition of Groo vs Conan was published in 2015 by Dark Horse Comics. It is yet another collaboration between Sergio Aragones and Mark Evanier, with additional art by Thomas Yeates. Here's the synopsis from the back cover. 2 men, 3 swords, 1 brain. Well, maybe a brain and a half, and that's being charitable. Conan is the fearless warrior everyone admires. Groo is the feckless warrior everyone does not. Only in the marginal brain of Sergio Aragones could these 2 mismatched warriors ever cross paths or swords. Thomas Yeates lends his great illustrative skills, while Mark Evanier does whatever Mark Evanier does to tell the tale as the irresistible farce meets the immovable object of worship. The book opens with 4 pages of Conan art by Thomas Yeates. There's a woman trapped in a tower with a beast which can change its form. The beast speaks to the woman and says, "Not even Conan the Cimmerian can save you from the depths of your own mind." On the next page we see Conan arriving on a horse, and he's confronted by a guard, but not for long. Conan scales the tower and climbs in through the window, and Conan confronts the beast, who turns out to be an evil wizard, who has no power over Conan. The scene then transitions to Groo's world, and you can see the difference in the art between Aragones and Yeates. I like the way Thomas Yeates and Sergio Aragones have mixed the 2 styles, putting Conan into Groo's world. Okay, we turn the page and we join the real world featuring Mark Evanier and Sergio Aragones. They're talking about making a crossover comic with Groo and Conan, and Sergio's not sure. But Mark's ready for it. Sergio's saying, "But have Groo meet Conan? I not know, somehow it not seem realistic." And Mark's like, "Realistic? Are you crazy? It's a comic book." The story moves on to a comic book shop where there seems to be a protest. The store is threatened with closure. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead a few pages now, and let's find Groo. Here he is. We join Groo in Groo's world, doing what Groo does best, well, second best, which is hunting for food because he's always hungry. Here, Groo gets a whiff of baking bread and he makes his way to a bakery. The bakery is filled with people who seem to be protesting. Now, I'm starting to see a familiar theme running through this. What about you? Okay, I'm going to skip ahead again. Page 28, this is the final page of the first chapter. Some of the villages from Groo's world have gone into Conan's world seeking a hero, and they find Conan in a tavern and ask him, "Great hero, we have come many leagues to seek your aid. A chilling menace threatens our village." And Conan asks, "A dragon? An evil wizard? An army of the dead?" "Worse than any of those, sir," say the villagers. "Much worse. The menace goes by the name of Groo." So, Conan is getting ready to go on the mission for the villagers and seek out the monster that is Groo. And next we have one of the most important scenes in comic book history. Groo the Wanderer meets Conan the Cimmerian. Conan is looking for food and he asks Groo, "Fellow traveller, have you enough sustenance to tithe to a famished spirit?" And Groo replies, "No, but if you're hungry, I could share my food." Later in the page, Conan says, well, he's thinking to himself, what is on this man's mind? Does he even have one? Conan and Groo agree to travel together, and they enter the next village. When they do, the villagers start to shout, "Monster! Run! Flee!" And Conan and Groo are asking, "Where? Where is it?" Then one of the villagers runs to a local tavern and starts to tell his friends about what's going on. "Conan and Groo are fighting." And they're asking, "What's happening?" And he proceeds to tell a story, Rashomon style, about Conan and Groo going sword to sword. What could possibly happen? The scene shifts again to a tavern in Conan's world, and the people are describing Groo. It's a horror. I've heard tales of a beast with 4 heads, 5, of a demon with tentacles where arms should be, a fiery gaze and teeth sharper than the sharpest blade. Okay, let me skip ahead one more time to find another battle between Conan and Groo. This time, a different villager is telling a different story. In this one, Conan and Groo fight, and they seem to be quite equal. It looks like Conan's going to win at one point, but then Groo cheats and throws a stone. It distracts Conan, and Groo gets the advantage. And in another scene, he boots a barrel of water at Conan, again fighting foul. Conan can't believe it. How can I defeat the one who doesn't know the meaning of the word defeat? And finally, what's this? Conan defeated? Surely not. Okay, let me give you a quick example of the banter between Groo and Conan. Conan is saying, "You are truly a monster. No amount of stupidity will save you this time." And Groo replies, "I'm not stupid. In fact, I have brains I've never used." And at the end of the same page, Conan facepalms and says, "Crom, grant me the strength, not just to defeat him, but to endure his sheer presence." Okay, at the end of the book, we get 4 pages of Ruferto single-page art, taken from each of the issues. Now these have no dialogue, it's just pure cartooning by Aragones. I really like them. And after that we're treated to the individual covers from each issue of Groo vs. Conan. Now these are a collaboration between Sergio Aragones and Thomas Yeates, and I really like the mix of styles here. Okay, let me summarise the review. So Groo vs. Conan is a funny, entertaining story and a great crossover. 2 seemingly indestructible warriors, one without a clue, go head to head. Who will emerge victorious? I really like the Rashomon style in which this epic battle was reported by various characters in the narrative. It was also nice to see Sergio Aragones and co-writer Mark Evanier appearing as themselves in the story, acting as a framing narrative as well as a great comedy duo. I mean, some of the scenes had me laughing out loud. So, I recommend this book to anyone with an interest in the titular characters, Conan or Groo. Also, to those who enjoy a funny story with meta themes and some great artwork. Aragones' drawing is as good as ever, and Thomas Yeates offers an excellent depiction of Conan's world. When these 2 worlds collide, the results are very entertaining. So, that's it for today. Thanks so much for tuning in to Wakizashi's Tea House. I'll be making more videos soon, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome. So, see you in the next one. This is Wakizashi signing off. Mata ne!